Welcome, welcome everybody. This is the Weekend Reviews um, instant sound off. Thank you for joining us today. How are you doing? How was your day? And we always hope that your day was good. So, breaking news, breaking news. What in the world was that in the congressional um, quarters yesterday by Marjorie Taylor Greene? What was that she was doing when she held up that picture of a nude Hunter Biden? Someone make me understand. What was that? First, let's bring in our co-host, Mr. Jeremy Baker. Hey, Jeremy, how you doing?
What? I have a headache, man. This stuff is killing me. Like, I
Okay.
never thought of all the things we were going to talk about. Like, can we agree that Marjorie Taylor Greene, like, is obsessed with Hunter Biden's dick? Can we at least agree on that? I mean, for real.
I I think we possibly can because
And I
it's
mean,
outrageous. It's
she
totally,
can keep
totally
showing the
outrageous.
pictures all she wants, but now I think we should start calling him the big man instead of, President Biden. I mean, hey, well, more power to him. But she just is. She's out of her mind. Like she
Okay.
left they kicked her out of the Freedom Caucus, and now she's like the sole member of the Cuckoo Caucus. You know what I
Right.
mean? Like she's
They did, which speaks volumes, doesn't it?
it
It
does,
She
man.
was kicked out of the Freedom Caucus, which they are, in my opinion, they're a little radical themselves, and so for her to get kicked out of that caucus is like, whoa.
I don't know if she's trying to prove a point or like I really don't know what she's going at. I mean, so what? Who cares about this? Like, I don't understand. They've literally done absolutely nothing in the last 6 months or whatever since they've been sworn in. Like, literally nothing but obsess over Hunter Biden's laptop.
Right, right. Okay, let's play the video so that our viewers can see exactly what we are talking about.
Perfect. This is, of course, the
Talk to specifically what's in my
blurred version.
transcript regarding the Mann Act. So I know we were compiling the information together.
Yes, but Mr. Ziegler, travel as the law states, by the code of the law, it states traveling, paying someone to go across state lines is prostitution. It's a violation of the Mann Act. Let me just move on just one more second here.
Just like real quick, like who cares? What does this have to do with anything going on with the American people? This has absolutely nothing to do with that.
So when Hunter Biden paid for this woman to do this with him, to travel across state lines from California to Washington, D.C. on June 15th, this is a violation of the Mann Act. This was prostitution. Let me continue.
No, no, we don't need you to continue.
No, we don't need to hear that.
First of all, I don't think he paid a prostitute to travel across state lines. I think she's creating or trying to create a narrative that isn't there, that isn't true, as to trying to bear some type of responsibility on him. So let me say that at first off. Second off, exactly what you just said. What in the hell does this have to do with me as a taxpayer, as an American citizen? What does that have to do with me? What does that have to do with us? Why is she showing a picture of Hunter Biden's private part and talking about prostitution in the congressional in a congressional meeting? I don't understand.
And I don't either. And like I said, this has absolutely nothing to do with anything. Like, who cares? Hunter Biden's not part of the government. Hunter Biden has nothing to do with his dad's presidency. He is a private citizen that has nothing to do with politics. So
Right.
why are they even I mean, and they just finished a 5-year investigation. And they found he's pleading guilty to 2 charges. He's admitting he did wrong on a couple things. But how much more do we have to endure of this? Like
That wasn't enough for them.
ridiculous.
That wasn't enough to them. Now they want to equate it. Oh well, how come he gets off, and Trump does not? And I again, I constantly feel like I'm in the twilight zone because I'm like, It is not the same. Am I the only one who says that, who feels that, who believes that? It's not the same. First off, you've got a person that is not a government worker and never has been. Then this same person that they're trying to find an issue with, um, they're trying to find an issue with his private affairs, personally and business wise, his private business affairs. And then lastly, um, there's no attachment, right? There's no attachment to him and government. But hold on. At the same time, they have nothing to say when it comes to Trump's children, who actually do have a fault in their dealings, right?
You know what she's not bringing up is she's not bringing up the fact that Donald Trump was found liable for sexual assault. Like he is. This was consensual sex, regardless if it was with a prostitute or not. Okay, what happened with Hunter Biden, and this was taken during a time Hunter Biden's brother died, I believe. He was addicted to drugs. This happened in a very vulnerable and I mean, when you self a lot of you inflict a lot of self-harm when you do stupid things, when you're addicted to substances like that, they're mind altering, you know what I mean? So for her to exploit this consensual act of intercourse with another person just because they took pictures of it and went from one state to another, who gives a shit? Like I like Jamie Raskin's response in our next video. He pretty much explains it perfectly. Like, this is nothing but nonsense anymore.
Well, I again, let me just point out really quick, Ivanka and Jared, who both, while in the White House, had offices in the White House, working in the White House, which is owned by taxpayers. They both received money in the, I guess, billions of dollars for jobs or contracts that had nothing to do with the American people, right? They were just for their businesses that they were illegally dealing with while in the White House, and continue to undergo post White House. Why is it that hasn't been a main focus, but Biden is? And I'm asking why, to get other point of views, not to say I don't know why. I know why. We all know why. But go ahead. Play that video from the response from Congressman Raskin.
And this guy, just a little side note, literally was battling cancer and barely missed a day of work, and just has been fighting for every single
anything
inch.
he's saying. Let's bring him in as a witness, and let's hear about that crusade that they were on to smear President Biden by promoting the same baseless conspiracy theories that this committee serves up as moldy leftovers every day.
Yes.
At today's hearing, we're going to hear about wrongdoing by Hunter Biden, who's pleading guilty on 2 tax charges and a gun charge next week. We'll hear about the back and forth among investigators, prosecutors, and a Trump-appointed U.S. attorney over a dozen people who spent 4 years investigating the president's son. We'll hear about how they disagreed on investigative steps and what criminal charges to bring, all normal stuff in government investigations that doesn't usually lead to a congressional hearing. But one thing you will not hear today is any evidence of wrongdoing by President Joe Biden or his administration.
Exactly. Right. Biden hasn't done a damn thing wrong. No matter what you want to say, you have no evidence whatsoever of Biden doing anything wrong, but they will not let it go. And I think it's honestly because they are so corrupt that they just immediately assume that the other people are so corrupt, and this is all projection on their part. They are lost. They have no platform, nothing. This is all they are focused on right here. And there's rumors they may even shut down Congress. They may just shut it down altogether, which is just like, you gotta be kidding me.
I agree. And to add to that, Republicans say often that Dems always make things political. And again, we know that that's another element of deflection, right? But isn't this political? because it's only interesting to her and for her to hold up a nude picture of Hunter Biden. It's only interesting to her. But this is being done in Congress and even more so in a congressional meeting, which is where the lunacy and the craziness comes from. That's political. When we know that this dude has nothing to do with Congress or the American people. Who gives a crap where his income may come from a private business? And who cares what sexual desires he wants? But apparently she does.
And I mean, every single one of their conspiracy theories has been debunked. The Burisma one has been debunked. The laptop has been debunked over and over again. It's all just this. They just won't let it go. They just won't let it go. It's like they feel like if they say it enough, it'll come true.
Right.
Like
Right.
Pinocchio, if he just makes it, they want to become a real boy. You know what I mean? But no matter how hard they try,
he doesn't create any laws. He has no office position in the White House. The only thing that they have with him is his name. His last name happens to be the same name of our current president, who is not a Republican. That's all they have. It's sad that this is the leadership that we're experiencing. It's really, really sad. Meanwhile, they continue to be reluctant to all the things that former President Trump is being indicted on right now, and where there is actual facts and proof of the illegalities that he has been a part of. They've stayed shut on that. The credibility is forever gone. Forever gone. No credibility whatsoever. They say that they can lead better. Where's the leadership? We're looking for the leadership. And even if I may not agree with a lot of Republican terms, I still want you to lead. I still want to feel that my government is leading. We don't always have to agree on everything, but where is the leadership? I don't want to hear about Hunter Biden.
I don't either. I'm so tired of it. I am so tired of it. But you know what? I know we here at the show, and we asked, there's like, I've been seeing a lot of people asking, like, why did Marjorie Taylor Greene do this? And we think we have the answer. And I think it's in retaliation to the fact that Hunter Biden's like, whoever's on, I got to say, they're not Hunter Biden. I'm sorry. Whoever's on President Biden's PR team, they are some passive aggressive ninjas, because they literally took what was supposed to be a burn from Marjorie Taylor Greene and turned it into a campaign ad. Right. Oh, and that's what I think, at least, is why she did what she did. Is she was pissed off and she acted like a little petulant child, and this is how she responded. So
let's play that ad. Let's play that advertisement.
We have it. Let's do that. We're going full screen.
Had the largest public investment in social infrastructure and environmental programs that is actually finishing what FDR started, that LBJ expanded on, and Joe Biden is attempting to complete. Programs to address education, medical care, urban problems, rural poverty, transportation, Medicare, Medicaid, labor unions. And he still is working on it.
Bravo, President Biden. Bravo.
Biden didn't have to say a goddamn word in that ad. He didn't have to say shit.
Right. She said it all. So
it was literally her talking and then Biden hairs.
So would you agree? We don't commend her much on anything, right? But I'm commending Marjorie Taylor Greene right now for her words of wisdom. Those were beautiful words. Thank you. You are right. President Biden is trying and doing what he can.
How did she ever think that speech was going to work? Like, she's literally naming off like major problems that Biden is addressing, not that he's not doing. Like, why would
And she said
I swear to
he
God, this
is
is why I have a
addressing
headache.
it, right? She said it.
Yeah.
She said
Yes.
he's addressing it. So if we add to that, so why do we need another president? Why do we need to change our president? You yourself said he's addressing it, so he's doing his
So
job.
that is why I think, at least, and I think Esteban agrees, that that's why Marjorie Taylor Greene did the dick pic thing. And she was extremely mad about Biden just pretty much using her words against the entire Republican Party.
She has learned a trick from the Trump handbook, which is do something that's even more rambunctious to deflect off of that advertisement, but it's not working.
The big difference between MAGA and the Biden campaign is they go full on aggressive, which typically makes them look like ridiculous psychopaths. Biden and them don't lash out like they do. They go passive aggressive, and if it's they use it to perfection. I mean, they do. And that's how you win people over, is you just make other people look and say, look, this is how ridiculous they are. Use their own words against them. I mean, it's classic. It's perfect.
Yeah. Bravo to President Biden and his campaign and his team for coming up with that advertisement. I surely hope they do a little bit more of that. Some things are not even worth fighting over or trying to get, trying to get your point across. This was good enough to get the point across from Miss Greene. Okay, one thing I wanted to bring up too is, if you can recall, back in Clinton, in the Clinton years, when he was impeached by the House Republicans over personal wrongdoing. I want to bring that out, not government wrongdoing. I don't recall the Democrats, once Bush came into office, I don't recall the Democrats trying to find every little problem or issue, or create one, so that they can have some type of a narrative or circumstance to campaign against. I don't recall that happening, which in my opinion is happening a lot right now, that the Republicans are just dying to come up with whatever they can come up with to try to counteract all of the wrongdoing and illegality their guy, their president has done to the nation. Some may say, no, that's not true. Democrats were against Bush Jr. And yes, they were, but they were against him for putting the United States into a war that later on was deemed to be manufactured by false information. That is what the Democrats mainly were going after Bush for. And he totally turned the surplus that Clinton gave us into a negative. But Democrats did not demonize Bush, nor did they try to, I don't know, kick him out. Or did they? Did they?
I don't know. I mean, hell, Clinton got impeached for a damn trying to cover up a blowjob. That was literally it. And like the amount of stuff that's going on right now doesn't even, it makes it look like it was there's no comparison. It's completely, and they want to go ahead and try and erase Trump's what'd you call it? Now I'm going to go blank on the word impeachments. His impeachments. Yeah. Clinton still has been technically impeached for covering up, an affair, and they want to go ahead and take away two legitimate impeachments against.
Right.
It's that we're living in a dystopian world now, man. I'm telling you, this is weird.
But
everything is weird.
I honestly believe that they brought that up, or they may attempt to do that at the request or demand of Donald Trump.
I agree. So we'll have to see. So we'll have to keep everybody posted. I'm sure we'll have some other big news coming real soon.
Absolutely, absolutely. Okay, so we've sounded off on this thing. This was very, very disturbing to me. Given my opinion, very disturbing. I don't think I've ever seen this go on. And when you look at that video that we just saw, it seems natural to her, like it was nothing to hold up a sign of nudity for the current president's son. Absolutely outrageous, ridiculous. But let's see if the American people will remember this come next year when it's time to vote for the House, because this type of leadership has no place in our government. We're already going through so many issues: inflation, the economy. Why are we crowding our minds and burning our brain cells on looking at nude pics of Hunter Biden? Doesn't make sense at all. Okay. Thank you for joining us for our Instant Science Sound Off. Keep in mind, our weekend review lively sessions are held on Mondays at 11 a.m. The 7-hour podcast is held on Fridays at 7 p.m. Tomorrow's topic will be part 3 of hardships in Africa. I hope to see you there. With that said, any achievements or goals that you accomplished today, don't forget to say to yourself, this is how we do it. Have a good day.